films. For example, the animation department. You know, they make those amazing animated feature films for home entertainment. And we're talking about doing one of those feature films, you know, involving the milestone characters. We're also looking at new media like podcasts and, you know, doing a series of stories that will be available on podcasts. So you know what? We will deliver milestone media wherever you are, on whatever platform you want, whether you're a young kid, whether you're an adult, platform you want, whether you're a young kid, whether you're an adult, teen, we'll find appropriate stories and get them to wherever you want to consume them.
Well, I'm just saying, for that movie, talk to Scorsese for me, would you? Talk to Scorsese.
Teen, we'll find appropriate stories and get them to wherever you want to consume them.
Well,
is it working No. We're live. We're good on that end.
Oh, we are.
It's this is the issue.
All right.
On their end, I don't know if it's starting to become a whole crap load of people and their servers are messing up. Try to once you get this, try to see if you can bring up FanDome on your phone. Because if it's working fine on your phone, maybe I have to just refresh this. Maybe that's the issue. You there, AJ?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me just refresh it.
Yeah, always.
You can still just double check, but I'll refresh it just in case it is us. All right, everybody watching, welcome back, people. We're coming back for the second half of our live
that
stream.
is a fucking surprise, a milestone.
Do you have any future plans to officially distribute the original milestone titles?
Yeah, I think we've part of this panel is to share those share those plans. Right now, we're looking at a February of 21 relaunch for the line, and Ricky's going to speak to that a little bit, as well as Dennis. But as far as the back catalog, every single month leading up to February, we're going to release more of the backlist catalog out through our digital partners like Comixology and Apple and Google Play. Check it out. It's super exciting, and we'll see you in February.
Dennis, we had a fan question here from Owen Seiler. Will we ever get to see another Static Shock comic again?
Yes, we will absolutely get to see another Static Shock.
Thank God.
Static is the first name everyone mentions anytime there's a milestone meeting. I want to talk about hardware and everything else. Everyone else wants to talk about Static and what we can do. So that was for Reggie. So yeah, as far as Static Shock's concerned, we're very excited about Static. There's the original OGN, the graphic novel by Reggie Hubman and Kyle Baker, which we're very excited about. But there's also a digital first Static Shock series that's coming out in February. It'll be available digitally first by an artist. But we're very excited. Yeah, we're so excited. And you know, Reggie's doing excellent scripts. He's also really outlining a lot of what's going on in that series. So the Static Shock series. So the short answer is yes. There's going to be more Static Shock comics. In fact, probably more Static Shock comics than even I was prepared for.
Reggie, can you talk a little bit more about what else is in store for Milestone?
Well, you know, it's funny because everyone has their favorites, and you know, Dennis is like, hardware, man, we don't respect your hardware. And I love hardware. I love it all. It's funny because in some of the early years, Dwayne McDuffie would say, Reggie, you know, we really need you to write Static. And I'm like, I love Static, but who I love the most, Icon and Rocket. Those are my favorites. I love those characters so much. It's such a unique concept. This man who's actually a 300-year-old alien, who's partnered with a 14-year-old.
We like have to get like some live action Static Shock. It's like it's just too convenient that suddenly there's Static Shock content, you know, in this DC fandom. Like, come on.
It's always fun for us to work together, and it's great to do it on characters I love so much.
Working with them was a trip. The first artist we got fell a little bit behind, so I came in and took on a story arc for Icon of Rocket. Very casually, like, yeah, I can use Icon of Rocket, no problem. Then I realized, except for the cover, I had never drawn Icon of Rocket. In like a story, you know, I did the initial design. I did the first cover, right? 2 covers for Icon of Rocket. And aside from posters, never drew him again, really, in any significant way. So now I found myself having to draw this character, but I really didn't know how he moved and how he really worked. So I had to figure all that out and pretend like I had it in the bag the whole time.
Never let him see you sweat.
I was sweating that whole job. Why they got me going outside of rock? Where's hardware?
So wait, so to recap, a cool Static Shock OGN by Reggie and Kyle Baker, a new ongoing Static digital first comic, Icon of Rocket comic written by Reggie and drawn by Dennis Cow. Absolutely no hardware, but also new content, new characters being introduced, and we'll see you in February.
We're going to have toys now.
Listen, gentlemen, I could not be more excited about the future of Milestone. And I'm so glad you asked me to be on the panel where I get to get all of this new information. I heard it first. But listen, thank you so much to everybody who showed up today. Thank you to Reggie Hudlin, Dennis Cowan, to Jim Lee, to Florian Barr, and thank you to the fans who have been stoking the flames and the fires for decades.
Where's my pizza?
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark, for corralling all of this. These
I can wait to see what DC has in store for Spanish and the rest of the Milestone crew when it returns in February 2021. And now it's time for a little hospital. We have got more questions from our DC fans. Check it out.
Patrol Doom.
Looking at the metaphor behind these characters, and I can speak especially for Vic, when it comes to mental health and mental illness, the facade in which a lot of us have just as human beings, and this facade that we put on, kind of, you know, letting everyone believe that we are okay, and I kind of see that as the superhero. I see that as Cyborg. I see that as, you know, the cover up that we will have as humans, period, to be able to essentially hide behind what we really are. And season 2 is testament to, you know, when Vic goes out to try and work on himself and essentially tackle this PTSD and this mental health, he has to, you know, physically, literally come back and take away and remove Cyborg in order to access Vic and you know, work and not grid, to be able to access that point of himself. That's testament to kind of generally we all have this thing in which we have this facade, and this, when someone asks us, are you okay? And we say that anyway. The superhero is put in front of the real version of us and everything that holds, you know, the real meaning of what it means to be a human, which is all of this craziness and experience.
Did you know?
Okay, I was today years old when I found out that Jovian Wade was not American.
Right? Well, I knew that already, but that's crazy.
I didn't. I didn't.
Not a to answer as man is possible.
Yeah, no, I knew that a while ago. I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, me too.
And I watched
My question is for Brad. I'd like to ask, what was the first initial reaction seeing the Stargirl suit for the first time? How cool was it?
The first time I ever put on my super suit, it was so empowering. Just like my posture changed. It was the first time I truly felt like Stargirl.
2 words your trident through fan have been chanting. Snyder, count.
Oh gosh.
This intel surrounding the Snyder Cut's much anticipated release, direct from Zack Snyder himself. Like you, I'm quickly becoming a big fan of this virtual universe. It's not only a great way to connect with other fans around the world, it's also a great escape from reality. And I think we can all agree that movies are one of the greatest escape of all time. Revoicing screen make it possible for characters on screen to speak to audiences across the globe in a way that is unique to them. Capisci quello che dico? Okay, listen up and let's meet the many voices beyond the COWL.
Mr. Gordon!
What is it, O'Hara?
We just got a report. All the C-grade villains have broken into the energy plant. What are we gonna do, sir?
The only thing we ever do, flip the switch to the bat signal.
Salut, Freeze. C'est Batman.
Escucha, soy Batman.
Bruce Wayne.
Cualquiera puede ser un héroe. También un hombre que hace algo tan simple como calmar y ponerle un abrigo en los hombros al enemigo.
Oh, I love that line.
Fin del mundo.
Sir, aren't you forgetting something?
Nope.
Your cowl.
My what now?
Your armored face disguise?
Fine. Hi, everyone. Will Arnett here. I'm here to talk to you about two of the most powerful words in the English language. I'm Batman.
Whoa!
You're darn right, whoa. Wow. Still get chills every time I say that. But you see, here's the thing. Batman doesn't just speak English.
Soy Batman. Je suis Batman.
Ich bin Batman.
Batman. Batman.
Batman speaks dozens and dozens and dozens of other languages thanks to voice actors from all over the world who have been dubbing Batman's voice ever since he first appeared on screen.
Tu n'es pas la seule à savoir tendre des pièges, Vénus.
Lo siento, mi oído de murciélago debe de estar fallando. That means in their countries, they are Batman.
Kill me, man! Je ne vais pas te tuer. Tu vas me rendre un service. Fais ma publicité et auprès de tes amis. Who are you? Je suis Batman.
So let's meet some of these amazing actors from all over the world who, with their deep, dark voices, have been striking fear in the hearts of bad guys everywhere.
So the first time I was voice acting was at the age of 9 years old. It was the 3rd grade in school.
Someone suggested that you have got a good language command. You have got a decent voice. So why don't you try voice acting? So I said, okay, let me give it a shot.
Eu pensava palco, com muitos de plateia, então aquilo ali era completamente o inverso do que eu estava pensando, assim. Mas eu fui parar na dublagem 4 anos depois.
El aspecto más retador en doblaje para mí es hacerle creer al espectador que los personajes, los actores, están hablando en español.
Every language has a tonality, a different way of taking pauses, speaking, speed. There are a lot of things that come into the picture.
You have to concentrate all the emotions, all the things that happens while doing the scene.
As a voice actor, I didn't have to transform my body, but I have to find what is the best to serve what's on the screen.
Di quell'attore straniero, se tu fai appena meno di quello che fa lui, non si incolla, non ci sta.
Et puis, je trouve que ce qui est difficile, c'est, pour moi, c'est le rythme, c'est vraiment réussir à garder un naturel en se calquant sur le rythme d'un autre.
Poder interpretar o reinterpretar, que es lo que hacemos en doblaje, son todos estos personajes icónicos que existen en nuestras vidas.
Tanto de caricaturas, de series de televisión, comedia. Tienes movimiento muy ágil porque de repente te toca hacer un doblaje de un personaje, de un superhéroe, como en el caso de Batman.
Batman é um personagem universal, né? Se você botar aquele símbolo do Batman em qualquer lugar do mundo, do universo, todo mundo vai saber o que é.
What appeals to me and a lot of Batman fans over the world is that the fact that Batman has a very dark side.
Batman is much deeper, he's darker. It stays a mystery all the time.
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
I always love this rich guy who put his fortune for the justice. I always love that.
Utilizar todo eso a favor de la justicia. Eso me parecía el personaje con el que yo más identificado me sentía.
Il mio rapporto con Batman in gioventù è stata una cosa fantastica perché io vivevo con Batman, aspettavo che arrivasse in edicola per andare a prenderlo e a leggerlo.
Para mí como niño me explotó en la cabeza al ver en la televisión al señor que yo estaba leyendo acá, era algo mágico, fantástico.
C'est vrai que, bon, bah voilà, c'est pas tous les jours qu'on nous offre à doubler un personnage de ce type-là. They asked me, are you free next week? We have a new George Clooney film coming up. And I said, yeah, sure. And it said, oh, by the way, it's Batman. I said, wow, great.
I'm insane. मैंने तुम्हें गौतम के आरखम पागल खाने में बेचने का इंतजाम किया है। वहां भी मेरे कुछ दोस्त हैं जिन्हें तुम्हारा इंतजार है।
I started doing individual characters. And one fine day, finally in around 2005, I got something for which I'm being interviewed by you today. And I tasted a real flavor of fame after the release of the magnum opus named Batman. That was when I became a very big fan of Batman. And he teaches me a lot. I get to learn so many things. The best part, voice acting, if I'm doing for such a big project and big actor, such a huge personality, I have to just be closer to him, as close as possible. The subtlety and organic performance which they give in Hollywood, you have to be exactly the same note. You don't have to be more melodramatic. And once you see the scene, you have to just copy him. And if you are successful in that, it's done. And the guy who played my recording, I had a goosebumps. It was unbelievable. I said, is it my voice? And I was happy. I was convinced that I've done a good job.
Bruce Wayne es un playboy millonario, debe ser la voz de alguien que, por ejemplo, si una señorita se lo encuentra en una fiesta, se sienta seducida por él.
Bruce Wayne wear a bigger mask for me than the Batman. So this voice, like this animal voice, is the real character for me. So I found it more difficult to adapt the Bruce Wayne than Batman.
Salve, Bruce Wayne, miliardario, giramondo, viveur, playboy, scapolo d'oro di Gotham per tipo 90 anni di fila.
I know who you are, Mr. Wayne.
Non ne dubito.
He has to adapt to the society. He has to adapt to the people surrounding him. Batman can act absolutely alone.
Tipo assim, eu sou Bruce Wayne. Eu sou Batman.
Il pubblico è molto attratto dalla voce di Batman, soprattutto qui in Italia. Mi lascia col fiato sospeso.
Batman's voice is as much, is as important as his physicality, if not more, actually, because you don't get the humor by watching just the costume.
Batman is a mystery, and like I said, he is God. He is a human, and he's also an angel.
Joe Chill. तुम वही कार हो जिसने मार्था और थॉमस वेन का खून किया था.
That was a lifetime ago.
मेरियो, तुमने कुछ नहीं सोचा, बस बेरहमी से उन्हें मार डाला. चिल. How do you know this? How could you possibly? मैं जानता हूँ क्योंकि मैंने ये सब होते देखा. मैं ये जानता हूँ क्योंकि मैं उस आदमी का बेटा हूँ जिसे तुमने मार डाला. मैं हूँ ब्रूस वेन.
Lo más desafiante cuando doblé el Batman de Christian Bale eran las escenas donde él gritaba y se enojaba mucho.
The way Christopher Nolan wrote his movies, design a Batman much more real and much more complex, and he show all the complexity of the character.
The character of Christian Bale was struggling to become this guy, and this guy in the movie.
Ele é bom ator, excelente ator, né? Ele se dedica muito aos personagens que ele faz. Eu acho que é isso que marca, né? Eu acho que é o estilo único que é dele, né? E eu também sempre busquei o meu estilo na dublagem, né?
Un icono, ¿cómo habla? No habla como un ser humano. Entonces, la voz que creo y la voz que han aplicado los demás Batman, aparte de trabajarla yo desde el pecho y desde la garganta,
Keaton le dio una cualidad a la voz que fue, pero esta cosa de hacerlo diferente, ¿no? Para que no le reconocieran la voz ni siquiera a Bruce Wayne. Y el Batman de Affleck, lo que sucede es que tiene una cosa tecnológica, es un aparato que le cambia la voz para que no lo reconozcan. Entonces, lo que hice con eso fue bajar mi voz a todos los graves, los más graves posibles.
Next time they shine a light in the sky, don't go to it. The bat is dead. Bury it. Consider this mercy.
Sangrarás.
The way he speaks, the way he interacts with other characters, he's always like so cool, so never gets nervous, or at least it seems.
Why did you build this thing with only one seat?
Porque aquello se pasó, lo tengo un culo. Fíjate si sería fan de los cómics, que yo con mis primeros sueldos de actor de doblaje, lo primero que hacía antes de llegar a casa era parar en un kiosco, en una tienda y comprar un cómic de Batman. Entonces para mí fue como, era el héroe de mi infancia, ¿no? Hay una cosa con la que yo conecté con Bruce Wayne, con Batman, que era su deseo de justicia. Es inherente al ser humano el deseo de justicia.
Wait, what?
You know you love BVS. A favor de...
Wait, what did you say?
You know you love Batman. Las cosas se cambian, ¿no? Que los malos no se salgan.
It's average.
Nosotros en el doblaje, para cada uno de los Batman,
Lower than average.
It's average.
You are not gonna say Suicide Squad was great, but tell me
Suicide Squad was garbage.
was below average.
Art is in the eyes of the beholder.
I get it. I get it. When it comes to BVS, you have an iPad.
It has great moments. BVS has great moments in it, but overall, as a film, it's not good.
AJ, you do agree it gave us the greatest Batman?
Huh?
You do agree it gave us the greatest Batman?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I can't roll my eyes any harder. They will get stuck in the back of my head.
It was funny because Dan was telling me, he was like, Juwan, don't tell anybody this, but BVS was so good, I thought it should be.
I specifically don't remember saying that ever.
Juwan thinks that it's like the power of suggestion. If he keeps saying it enough, the rest of us will believe it just as he has believed it.
BVS should have been the best comic book movie ever created, and we got what we got.
It's not a lie. It's not a lie if you believe it.
Exactly. You know, I'm not going to hate it. Like, you know, you like what you like, Juwan.
Yeah.
You are more than welcome to enjoy Batman versus Superman.
Just don't drag us down with you.
You love the Suicide Squad. But refuses to bring up
that you have
some of the best scenes.
Because the animation is always very kind of
If
straight.
he had never bring up those scenes, you hate the movie.
It's jumping much in your
He hated
face.
it
To do
I
anything.
hated in the moment, still hate. Like, let the man do his, you know, like, let him leave. And I really feel that it's the fans who, like, drew him into this Flash movie. I'm sorry.
Wait,
like,
do you hate him as Batman, or
He
do
was-
you just hate Ben Affleck?
Well, so okay, that's the thing is prior to this, I just hated Ben Affleck. Like when he
Okay,
was
so that's
first
clearly
like,
part of the
oh,
reason.
God, But I will say, because my mom always points out to me, she'll be like, Tia, you always say how much you hate Ben Affleck. Some of your favorite movies are with Ben Affleck, such as Fargo, The Accountant, Gone Girl. So I was like, all right, maybe I don't hate him, but I definitely hate him as Batman. I still definitely hate him as Batman.
I don't think he was given enough to work with as Batman. I think he was given 2 garbage movies, with one really awesome scene in one movie. But I agree. I think the fans really brought him back more so than him wanting to come back. And it's not going to end well, I think.
No, and 2 garbage movies brought by the same man that they're demanding he get another chance.
Zack Snyder did not direct Justice League.
I'm not talking about Justice League. I'm talking about, fine. Then one garbage movie. The movie that in question we're talking about, Batman versus Superman, is Zack Snyder's vision, and he does it exactly the same way that he did Watchmen. He has and that's fine. Every director has their shtick, right? You can see a movie and you'll be like, that's a Christopher Nolan movie. That's a Quentin Tarantino movie. You can see and go, that's a Zack Snyder movie. And I'm just not a fan of his style of movie making.
Okay. Because Dan was saying he could see it ending badly. It won't end badly because of this. You have 50% of the people that love portrayal as Bruce Wayne and Batman, and the other 50% do not. That will not change with this Snyder cut or him being.
I think there's more people that have fun with the movie than Bennett.
I see a lot of people that did not enjoy. But here's my thing, and here's where it kind of sounds biased on my end. He did not have enough to work with. So if your issue was his performance, I would then say he was working with 2 scripts that weren't really all that.
Well, not only that, and I will come in defense here of Ben Affleck, I guess. He also is in a very bad place in his life. I'm just saying, by the time we get to Justice League, which I guess could make more sense considering everything that's coming out against Joss Whedon, that he just did not look like he was into it. I swear he was giving minimal effort in that whole entire movie. And it's like, how do you expect the fans to care when you clearly don't care?
I tell you what.
Well, it's hard to care when the director himself is terrible with all the actors and everything.
Well, that's what I said. Now it's making more sense as all these things are coming out against Joss Whedon. Then it's like, okay, yeah, it's the same thing. Like, all of us have had the type of job before where your boss is horrific. And you're like, well, fine, fuck it. I ain't going to put any effort into this if this is how the boss is going to act. So I totally get that.
Well, now they're mixing their some luck. Maybe they'll cast me as the Italian Robert Pattinson in the next film. What do you think? Coming up, we have another WB Games debut, and we are talking to Matt Reeves, director of The Batman.
I'm confused. What? It's a game? Oh, I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay. All right. So the Snyder panel is gonna start soon, but no, what you were saying, Tia, is fair. And look, I always say it like this: he did not give a bad performance in BVS. If anything, it is the only redeemable thing of that movie for me personally. Justice League very much seemed like it was phoned home by a lot of people. The directors, the writers, everyone kind of just seemed, they were like, I don't really care about this movie that much. Is kind of what it felt like, but I look at it and I go, he was, to me, again, my opinion, he was the best Batman we've ever had. Now, Robert Pattinson has a chance to give him a run for his money, in my opinion. But what he did was transcendent as Batman in every possible way. But I think we got the Snyder cut coming up right here.
Hi everyone, the Residents are back in the house, and let me just say that you guys, the best, are the best. I love everything and incredible stuff. I can't wait to see more from these super talented fans.
Well, me too, Aline. Now,
Speaking of DC's fans, since 2017, you have been demanding the release of Zack Snyder's version of Justice League, of course. Your friends at HBO Max heard you and looked for it in 2021.
I know. That probably feels like a long way off. So, right now, we're going to check out this very exciting panel featuring Zack Snyder and some special guests, as well as some of the fans who helped bring this DC dream come to life.
Look at AJ.
Ready? Okay, let's go. Awesome. Thanks, guys. It's awesome to be here at DC FanDome. This is amazing. It's been quite a journey with the DC fans, and I've had a great time bringing some of these beloved DC titles to the big screen. And the Justice League really is, for me, and in this format, an amazing crown jewel. As a community, we were able to make this thing happen. We really appreciate it. We're going to shake it up a little bit for this panel, and I'm going to have some fans ask me questions. I'm going to ask some people questions. We're going to have special guests, so let's get to it. We have some questions from fans read to us by some of the amazing cast of Justice League. Looks like next we have Batman, my Batman. Go ahead, Nick, what do you got?
What could go on?
And I'm really excited for you to get a chance to see Zack's ultimate version of Justice League on HBO Max next year.
Well, thank you, Ben. I'm excited for everyone to see the film as well. It's cool. What question do you have?
Patrick Mendoza wants to know, who is your favorite superhero of all time? You know the answer to that. Go ahead, answer it.
I guess my favorite hero of all time, other than Batman, would have to be sort of staying in the DC world as I do. It's got to be Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen, I think. I don't know, for me, he's like this super cool quantum superhero whose time, space, reality, all those things are at his fingertips. So, yeah, Dr. Manhattan. That was awesome, Ben. Thank you so much. That was cool, and appreciate you stopping by. I think next, is it Superman?
Hello, everybody. My name is Henry Cavill, and I'm not in prison.
You too.
This is just my place of work.
He may be your Superman. He's my Geralt of Rivia.
What is the dynamic between the Justice League that is important for you to present on the screen? Zach, over to you.
It's a great question, and thank you so much. I think the important thing for me, as the Justice League comes together, this idea that like a lot of them basically are loners, right? You have Batman, who's in a cave. His only buddy is Alfred, really. You got Wonder Woman, who after Steve's demise, she's been kind of keeping quiet. You have Flash, he's got these powers. He's kind of alone in the world. You have Cyborg, who, you know, in a lot of ways, he's not really happy about what's happened to him, this transformation. He's coming to terms with it. And then you have Aquaman, who also is this loner. And sort of thematically them coming together and forming a family and finding each other support. I think that's really what, in the end, drove me to want to see this happen or see them come together. And I think that when you take all these different personalities and bring them together into a single piece, it's a fun and awesome dynamic, but also there's a why of doing it. All right, let's see. Who do we have next? Is it Cyborg?
Hey, Zach. What up, man? Ray Fisher here. You know I am super excited about the Snyder Cut getting dropped on HBO Max. And there's some folks who have a couple questions for you. The first question is coming from Eddie Gordon from the United States. And that question is, which character are you most excited to fully flesh out in your cut of Justice League?
Interesting that you should ask me that. Because, of course, it's Cyborg. Cyborg is the heart of Cyborg is the thing that I think in the end that holds the team together in a lot of ways, and excited to see, or for fans to see, just how that is realized on camera.
And the second question is coming in from Irfan Kam from the United Kingdom. And their question is, when you started writing Justice League, what thematic ideas were you most excited to tackle? Additionally, how much of a challenge was it to keep the tone mythological? I want to know too, so make sure you.
It's a great question. When Chris and I were talking about this movie, I think we're big fans of sort of the Joseph Campbellian, hero's journey, and also this notion that we would be creating a team. It's the Knights of the Round Table joining together in an epic adventure, and this is the call to action film that brings them as a story that brings them all together. And I think it is a mythological concept to begin with. So keeping it mythological, and especially when you think about it, it's Aquaman, it's Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, and then Superman, really talking about a mythological group, Okay, this is fun. Let's keep it. Who else? I think next is the Flash himself.
Mr. Maestro Zack Snyder. I mean, what other questions can we ask? I think we'd all like to know if we'll see more of the handsome and talented Ezra Miller in your cut.
I like the question, Ezra. No agenda at all. Very good.
Ezra Miller filming something right now? Come on, man.
I have a huge love for the Flash and for Ezra Miller, as you know, especially when you call me at the last second and make me come work on music videos in the desert. That's really kind of you. So, but yes, of course, Ezra. I think people are going to see a lot more of the Flash, and they're going to get to see a little bit more of his emotional arc. And I hope they enjoy it, because I enjoy seeing you, especially in this format. Okay, looks like we've got we've got something from Wonder Woman herself, Gal Gadot.
Zach, when you cast me in the role of Wonder Woman, I had no idea what an amazing ride I was in for. It's been life-changing to play this character, mostly because I've got to meet so many incredible fans around the world who love her like we do. Fans, I hope, are all sharing this today, because it's all happening because of you. So to all the fans who asked for this cut, you obviously have your own superpowers, because just like the members of Justice League, you are stronger together, and you made this possible. So thank you. I love you.
Thanks, Gal.
Aw, that was
You heard that. She loves me.
You could definitely edit that, AJ. Splice it together.
Minds are going to be blown when they see that. So thanks again. That was great. All right, let's see. Who do we have next?
Hi, Zach, and everybody in the Justice League crew. I have a question. So, I have a question. To get to see your vision of Justice League, and that you're finally getting fans to really show us the film that was always intended, and one that we're all so super excited to see. I wanted to know, probably what everybody wants to know is, can you hint something that the world has never seen, that you have been so excited to let us all get a glimpse at without too much spoilers?
Okay. How do I do this without giving too many spoilers? You're going to see something that's Flash in this film that you've never seen before. Something that has to do with his abilities, because he's a quantum character. He interacts with time and space. So you might see him do something that is timeless. But awesome, Patty. Awesome question, and it's awesome to see you. All right, let's move along, shall we? And I think I want to ask some questions. So let's get some people on the line if we can. I'd like to get, there's some super fans we have standing by, I see. One of them is Fiona from China. She is here to our
Joanne's not there.
movement, and really instrumental in bringing it to all of us. So let's get her on the line and say hi to her.
Oh my God, Zach and his studio. It's like a dream come true.
I'm going to ask you some questions. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
First off was, what about this movement and the Snyder Cut and the whole thing? What was the thing that got you to say, like, hey, you know what? I got to, like, get involved with this?
After I saw Batman with Superman in theaters 4 years ago in China, I was blown away. After watching Justice League, it was immediately clear that many parts of the film were not consistent with your usual filmmaking style. So we are the fans. We knew that there was a real version of the film out there. We started asking for it. Why not? We started a petition, if you remember, that reached to 180K people signed. Then I think it's not enough. So I created a website called FirstSnyderCut.com that allowed us to start doing some online and real-world events, such as Twitter trends, raising money for AFSP, letter reading, and phone calls to Warner Brothers. Now, here we are.
Now, if only we can all band together.
Awesome. Wow. And look what happened. You guys did it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
So did you really think it was going to happen then? When we really started when it got closer?
It all started with hope and dream. So many movements, I think, never go beyond that. To actually achieve a dream, you need organization and selflessness. Then we have a team who put a billboard in Times Square.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I think you remember that.
Yeah. Fantastic.
When you see all these people, when you fight alongside such talented and generous people, you know it's not possible. It's a certainty.
Yeah.
Even we had many obstacles, but we know we will win this.
Yeah, it's fun. I always thought it was funny that like the scale started to get bigger and bigger, and we would notice like, oh my gosh. And at first, remember, because it was like a bus stop in Comic-Con, and then a billboard in Times Square, and then on the anniversary of Justice League, and it just goes completely nuts, and everyone's like, okay.
It's like snowball, rolling with a big snowball.
Yeah, a giant snowball. No, yeah. What was your favorite moment for you in the whole experience?
I think my answer to this question evolved. I started out because I admire you. I love you. I want to fight for you and your works. But as time passed, I became just much about fighting alongside my fellow community members. It's power from art, mostly. Power from your art.
You just want to marry him? So confused.
Yeah, let her love her love.
Well, it's amazing to see you, and thank you so much for connecting with us. I can't wait.
You were just simping over Henry Cavill. You shouldn't be talking.
Yeah, but Zack Snyder's a married guy, and I wouldn't ever say that. Awful.
We have another call from Dexter, another amazing.
I'm saying crazy Superman.
Who also was super important in the creation and the cultivation of this movement. He's been around for a long time and really making this happen. So let's talk to Dexter. Dexter.
Hi. How are you, my friend?
Awesome. I'm glad you came. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Great to see you as well.
So I got you on the spot because I want to ask you a couple questions. So I guess the first question is, what are your initial thoughts? And where were you when you first heard about the Snyder Cut movement? Or how did it come on your radar?
Yeah, well, it was very early on. I'll tell you, right after the viewing of the theatrical edition, I went to the internet and I felt that I couldn't be the only one that felt a certain way. So after maybe a few weekends, I had a few chats with a few people, and it kind of fell into my lap. And I said, this is something that I can really get behind. And I did what I could in order to try to help. And here I am, multiple years later, still trying to be a forefront of this whole thing to help you guys out. And thankfully, it's been a positive turn of events.
Yeah, like how crazy is it that like I was saying the other day, I shot the movie in 2016. Like that's when I was on set shooting, and here we are in 2021, and well, coming up to, and that's when the movie's going to come out. And
holy crap!
It seems impossible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So to that, when you started in this movement, did you think there was a chance that they would do this?
That's a really great question. Early on, I had high hopes about it, and I think it was just because of my ignorance on how the industry worked. Toward a quarter into it, I kind of said, well, we're not really speaking their language. How can we get them to want to do this for us? I think that's the key, and what made it really happen is just the fact that they saw that there were so many people that really wanted to stand behind the artistry of it all, the artists, and the integrity of it. And here we are.
I always felt like when I was sort of observing this movement, in a lot of ways, for fans, the way the comic book calendar is set up, it'd be like, oh, the anniversary of the release, or a Comic-Con, or Brazil Comic-Con, or New York Comic-Con, and you guys just always kind of using those events as like a springboard, because you're like, look, we got something to say. So it always felt like.
Yeah, it was tough coming up with those things at times. Really, we would chatter a lot of behind the scenes Zoom calls and phone calls and WhatsApp messages, really trying to come up with what can we do next? What we're thinking about our next event. And then when you kind of give us a little hint or a little something to play along with, and it just really, really ignited us to continue on. So thank you for that.
Yeah, that for me was amazing. It was cool to have this kind of conversation with the fans where I could either release an image or just say something and just get this response that I could feel, this kind of energy exchange that was really, really, really exciting. Do you have a favorite moment from this experience?
I think my favorite moment so far is getting the opportunity to fly out to your event in Pasadena. The Director's Cut weekend was such a memorable event for me and my sons, and something I will always cherish with me. And one of the other things I was just really, really excited to see, and this is just me, and I don't want to make things heavy, but just the opportunity to see the smile on yours and Debbie's face when it was official. It was just really heartwarming to me. And honestly, I did tear up a little bit. I will admit, I teared up a little bit, but it's just because it was just a lot of work that paid off. And I'm just excited to see that you guys were really, really happy.
Well, I got to admit that we also, when we heard the news, we all got pretty emotional, and it's been an incredible journey. And for us, one of the amazing parts is that we were able to, interact with and be part of this fan community in an amazing way. And it's changed us and made us, really grateful for being able to have this dialogue and also, frankly, feeling the incredible support for the work that I get to experience, when we see these fan generated events and things that really have nothing to do with selling a movie or doing anything that has to do with commerce. It's really for love, and we feel it. And also the amazing charitable work that you guys, the amount of money you've raised for suicide prevention is just unbelievable. So again, thank you so much. We couldn't thank you enough. So Dexter, thanks.
Thank you so much. It's been our pleasure. We appreciate it.
It's cool to interact with the fans and get to talk about this journey that we've been on, because it has been something quite amazing. Maybe I should talk for a second about how you guys are going to see the movie and what format we're going to have it in. It's going to be in 4 parts, 1 hour each. So 4 hours of Justice League is coming your way. We're going to
Holy fuck.
together at the end, so you can watch it as a single film if that's the way you want to experience it. Also, to all my international fans and everyone watching all over the world, don't worry if you don't have HBO Max, because we're working on a distribution plan. So I promise you're going to get a chance to see it. And if you guys haven't got your t-shirt yet, there's still hope. If you go to Ink to the People, you can get your associate producer shirt. And I want you guys, it all goes to good cause. So please go.
Already got it.
I guess it's time to play the little teaser, because that's why you're really here, to see some footage from the movie, as I promised. So why don't we check that out?
New color palette.
For a movie. Let's go.
Holy shit! There we go.
David played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music.
That was definitely not in the last part. Yeah.
The major
I do like the music.
Hallelujah. Gorgeous shot. Gorgeous shot right there. Love it.
I love the show because it's so good. Because when they say dialogue, it's in the
Oh,
Kelsey
Paris.
Clemens.
Yeah, Casey Clemens. Oh, better business.
So I tried to touch.
Oh, see?
Told the truth. Didn't come.
Oh my
More
God.
dark side.
What's that in the side? Yeah. Oh, he died? Oh, that's so sad. Wow, whoa, bummed out. Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, do it. I don't know about worry about the fucking mustache. Awesome. This must be down to the street there.
Still hates the way the Flash runs.
Awesome.
This guy's probably fought hundreds of thousands of other super beings on the other planets he's destroyed, right? And we have to assume he's won.
I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells. He's never fought us. Not us united.
Give it to me now.
Snyder, man. Zack Snyder.
Amazing, and that's how we do it in the DC fandom.
Guys, none of those scenes.
Exactly. You know why? Kevin Suchiara is crap. I blame him all the way through and through.
Hold on. Holy crap. That was nice. That was a nice trailer.
I don't understand either why they saw that movie specifically and said, nope, not doing that. Yeah. And then bring in Joss Whedon and just crap all over it. No. I'm so happy we have new leadership because the old leadership was garbage and I'm getting frustrated. I love this trailer and I want it now. 4 parts, whole movie, everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this, AJ. When I look at this, what I think bothers me the most. By the way, guys, we have to stop streaming on YouTube because apparently we've broken policy violations, I guess.